The 3 steps to reversing type 2 diabetes without cutting out the food that you love. Now, in the next 10 minutes, you're going to understand, it's going to become clear how I am able to quite literally guarantee results. Guarantee that the ladies that I work with are able to lose 40 to 60 pounds plus, lower their A1C and achieve remission with their type 2 diabetes and get off meds. I'm going to be walking you through the 3 steps. So, you've probably been told the only way to lose weight and reverse type 2 diabetes is to cut out all your carbs, never eat sugar again, and exercise daily. Now, you haven't got to cut out every carb you love. You haven't got to say goodbye to birthday cake, pasta, and rice. And you don't have to spend hours exercising. And don't even worry about that if you can't. There's nothing wrong with you, right? The misconception is if you can't exercise daily, you're not going to be able to lose weight, right? Now, I coach ladies that are physically disabled, ladies that are unable to exercise. I have also coached ladies who have gone through serious surgery and have been bedbound for weeks, if not months, either lay on the couch or in bed, and they've still been able to lose weight, lower their A1C, and achieve remission simply because 90% of weight loss is dietary, not the amount of exercise you do. Now, exercise is great, obviously, but if you can't, or if you haven't got the time to, that's not the end of the world, right? Now, before we go any further, a quick story. When Kathy first came to me, she had already tried everything: keto, cutting out bread, avoiding sweets. She would lose a little bit of weight and then fall off track. The weight came back and then some. And every time it happened, she told herself the same thing: I must not have enough willpower. I must not want this enough. I just need motivation. But here's the thing: it wasn't that she was weak. It's not that she lacked discipline. It's not that she needed more motivation. It was that no one had ever shown her the right roadmap. She was following a broken compass the whole time. And now Kathy is 140 pounds down. She went from 280 all the way down to 140, and her last A1C was 4.8. If we make this a bit bigger, this is a weight loss graph. And at the end over here, you can see that, we maintained for, a month or two, which is pretty darn awesome, right? Now, here's what actually works. I'm going to be walking you through exactly what works and why it works and why, you should aim to follow the same process. Now, this is the 3-step process that I use with my clients. This exact process has helped over 400 women lose more than 16,000 pounds combined and bring their A1C into remission, which is why it's called the Remission Roadmap. Now, step 1 is baseline breakthrough. We start with 2 to 3 easy, tiny tweaks, adjustments that take less than 10 minutes a day, right? 2 to 3 small, easy adjustments that take less than 10 minutes a day. If you struggle with overwhelm, lack of time, lack of energy, or even mountains of stress, good. This was made for you. These 2 to 3 tweaks are designed to be so easy, anyone can do it. And the result, the ladies that we coach, they lose 6 to 10 pounds and lower their blood sugars by 30 to 40 points in the first 30 days. Are you able to make just 2 to 3 small adjustments that take less than 10 minutes a day in order to lose 6 to 10 pounds and lower your blood sugars by 30 to 40 points in the next 30 days? After then, this process becomes even more efficient. This is just about the first 30 days. What about the next 30 days, right? What about the next 4-5 months? That's where, ladies lose that 40 to 60 pounds I was telling you about, as well as lowering their A1C into remission. And the reason why we do things this way is because most ladies that I speak to, they're already juggling lots of balls. They're already spinning lots of plates. They're wearing so many different hats. So we need an approach which is able to fit their messy, imperfect life, right? Even when conditions aren't perfect, because conditions will never be perfect forever. You might have periods of time where things are easier, where conditions are easier, but that's not life, right? Life is complicated, and sometimes life is challenging. We've got to make it suit even those periods of time. That's why baseline breakthrough is unfailable, because anyone can do it regardless of time, stress, energy, etc. It is unfailable. Now, step 2 is the carb regulation protocol, right? After we've gone through baseline breakthrough, we do the CRP. And this is where you learn how to include the foods you truly love without guilt, without shame, and without overindulging or over-consuming. This is where we show the ladies that we coach how they're able to enjoy pasta, bread, rice, pizza, sweets with control and confidence. How they're able to eat the foods that they love with control and confidence. Listen, I coach ladies who have been trying to lose weight, sometimes 5 years, sometimes 10 years, sometimes 30, 40 years. Ladies that have struggled with weight loss their entire life. This is about the carb regulation protocol is about learning how to manage the foods that we love with confidence, with control, without over consuming, without overindulging, and without the guilt and the shame, so that you never ever have to go on a diet ever again. Because the reality is, conventional diets, they don't work. Right? You've already got a long list. You've got a receipt this long of diets that don't work. They don't work because they require you to cut out so much of what you enjoy, unsustainable, miserable. They require you to change too much. We avoid all of that with the CRP. None of that nonsense. Flexible, enjoyable, right? The ladies that we coach still have Friday night pizza, go out with their families to eat, and they keep making progress. And this works so well because of all of the reasons we just walked through. Eliminating the foods you love is a highway to Nowheresville, right? And no one wants to visit Nowheresville. Ooh. All right. After the CRP, we go over to lifestyle realignment. This is where the real lifelong transformation happens. We tackle the patterns that have kept you stuck for years, right? The late night cravings when the house is finally quiet, when everyone else has gone to bed. Might be then, it might not be, but snacking, craving, out of control eating. It might be the emotional eating after a stressful day. It might be the cycles of self-sabotage. It might be the negative self-talk that whispers, you've messed up. You might as well just quit, right? And this is where you finally build the confidence, consistency, and freedom to make your results last. What we do here isn't just about losing weight and lowering your A1C. It's also about an identity change. Weight gain, type 2 diabetes is a symptom, right? It's a symptom of all manner of different things. It's different for everyone. Examples would be the ones we just went through: emotional eating, late night snacking, negative self-talk, cycles of self-sabotage, lack of sleep, putting other people first and you last. If we don't address, and this isn't meant to sound scary, by the way, this isn't difficult to do, right? My goal is to make this whole process as easy as possible. It wouldn't be in the process if it was complicated and hard, right? Because that just goes against the grain. If we don't address these patterns of behavior with solutions, right, we repeat the same patterns of behavior. And if we repeat the same patterns of behavior, nothing ever changes. You might see short-term success, but you're never going to see lifelong transformation, which is what we're talking about here, right? Does that make sense? Does this entire process, the remission roadmap, does it make it clear how this would get you to that end goal? This whole process at this stage, we've refined it, we've perfected it. It is unfailable at this point, right? Because when you follow the right compass, when you follow the right roadmap, everything changes. And eventually, type 2 diabetes goes into remission and you get to do it all without giving up the foods that you love. Pretty awesome, right? Any questions about any of this? just let me know.